Hello everyone, welcome to another Narc Survivor live video. So we did an interview yesterday with a diagnosed, self-aware, covert narcissist, which was very interesting to do. Quite a long interview as well. It went on for over 2 hours, but it was very engaging. And yeah, it attracted a lot of viewers. It looks like it's something that people want to see, an interaction with a survivor of narcissistic abuse with a narcissist who is a self-aware and diagnosed, a recovering narcissist. So as a result of the success of last night's video, I think there may be similar videos to come in the future. So keep an eye out for that. But anyway, into tonight's message. This is most definitely a very big video today. When the narcissist knows you're gone forever. And if this sounds good to you, please hit that thumbs up button down below so that it will help the YouTube algorithm to get this very important message out there to other survivors as well. It will take you 2 seconds. Just hit the thumbs up button to show your support. Thank you. When the narcissist knows you're gone forever. You have been manipulated, lied to, future faked by this narcissist for such a long time. They pulled the wool over your eyes. You were in a trance, you were under a spell. This could have been for months, years, even decades in some cases, especially if you were dealing with a narcissistic parent. This could have been most of your life. That you were manipulated, used, exploited, lied to, future faked. All of these things were done to you and you were gaslighted the entire time. You didn't know what was happening to you. And then one day you start to wake up, you start to realize what is going on. You see through the manipulation. You realize that the entire time you've been lied to. You've been blamed for everything, for things that weren't even your fault. You were scapegoated. You were abused all of that time. Years of your life were stolen from you. You could have had a good life. With all of that time, you could have done something with it. Instead of remaining loyal and devoted to someone who was just manipulating and abusing you. Because that's what was happening. And when you get to this point where you're really done, it's because you see through it. You realize that the entire time you were being manipulated. And of course, you know that if someone's been manipulating you for all of that time, they clearly don't have any plans of correcting or improving anything. Because if they did, they would have done that a long time ago. So that's how you get to this point where it's like, all right, I'm done for good. I am gone forever and I am not coming back. Because it's like, if someone can do that to me, if they can really take it that far and betray me, lie to me all of that time, manipulate me, use me, and abuse me, and clearly there's no way they're ever going to change. There's no way that things are ever going to be any different if they can do that entire time. So of course you get to that point after you've seen through the manipulation. You know it's a done deal. It's all over. You can't go back to them. You can't ever see them the same way ever again after what they did to you. After that act of betrayal, you can never trust them again. Because the entire time they knew exactly what they were doing and they lied to you. They took you for a fool. So now at this point, you've wised up. You've become more aware. You've realized what you were dealing with. And yeah, a lot of you at this point, despite everything you've been through, you may be feeling positive, optimistic, confident. You may be feeling quite high and mighty. As though, yeah, you may have lost a large portion of your life, especially if it was a narcissistic parent. But now it's like, it's over now. I'm free, I can move on. I may have lost a lot of my life to this person, this manipulator, this abuser. But at least now I've woken up, I found my freedom. I can become independent and I can make the most of the rest of my life. So at least that's something. Or at least that's what you might think. Because it may be over for you, but it's not over for the narcissist. And I know what you may be thinking. What do you mean it's not over for the narcissist? I was with them for years, decades, practically my entire life. They manipulated, they abused me, they exploited me all of that time. They lied to me, they future faked, they made all of these promises about the future. And I never got anything out of it. I just gave everything I had, all of my loyalty, years of my life, my youth, everything I had. What do you mean it's not over for the narcissist? I'm sure that's what many of you must be thinking. But yes, I'm sorry to say that when you begin to wise up and you see through the manipulation, that is not the end. That's just the beginning. And it definitely gets a lot worse before it gets better. If it does get better, because in a lot of situations, they never let go. Once you see through the manipulation, you become a threat. Because narcissists greatly fear rejection, abandonment, and of course, exposure. Because nothing is more important to them than their false image and the illusion. They will do whatever it takes to protect it. So they can't just let you go off and live your life without them. They can't just let you do that. And when you reject them, when you figure them out, they will take that as an attack on their false character. They will see it as though you're out to get them, and they will try to beat you to the punch. And not just try, I mean, pretty much every situation, they're going to be successful because they are masters of manipulation. And it's likely that they have been smearing you the entire time, ready for when you do figure them out and try to leave. So they will be prepared, and They will be seeking to punish you and get revenge. They're not just going to let it go. They're going to hold a grudge for life. And they will really try to destroy you. They will try to get you fired from your job. They will target you financially. They will spread lies and rumors about you. They will start a smear campaign and enforce their flying monkeys. They will try to turn everyone against you, to take away your support and to leave you isolated, because they don't want you to have any sources of influence outside of them. They want to brainwash and indoctrinate you into seeing it as though it's you, you're bad, you're crazy, you're wrong, and you just made a big mistake by rejecting them, by figuring them out. That's the whole point of it. They want you to regret your decision. They want you to feel like you made the wrong move, as though you were better off just going along with them blindly. So that's what happens when they really know that you're gone and you're not coming back. That's when they will go all out to destroy you. Because at that point, they just see it as though they have nothing to lose. And they're never going to let it go. They will hold a grudge for life. I mean, you could see through them and reject them. It could be 20, 30 years later. They're still going strong, heavily opposed to you and still seeking to destroy you. Well, at that point, if they haven't destroyed you, then that kind of reveals that they're not trying to completely finish you off. They just want to keep you down at a certain level where they're able to control you. And they'll never let it go. The entire time they will just do everything in their power to keep you down. Because they look at it like you're either with them or you're against them. And once you've shown that you are really against them, doesn't matter what they've done to you, they expect you to remain blindly loyal to them, regardless of what they do to you. That doesn't matter. They feel entitled to do whatever they want, but they expect you to listen to them and remain loyal no matter what. You're never allowed to speak out against them. But everything they did to you, they tend to keep a code of silence. They don't reveal any of that to anyone. Or if they do, they find a way to justify it so that it doesn't look so bad. They minimize everything they do, and then they exaggerate everything that you're meant to have done. Or they just blow it out of proportion to make it look like it's all you. It's all your fault. You caused everything. They didn't do anything wrong. That's what they always do in the end. They always blame the victim for everything. The victim always gets the blame. The victim is the one who takes the loss. As I've said before, you know a narcissist because they come in with little or nothing, and then they leave with so much more than what they came in with. While the victim leaves with a lot less than what they came in with. That's how you know who the narcissist is. In any situation. I mean, if you were involved with a narcissist, and I'll say this to anyone, if you were involved with a narcissist and you left with a lot more, whether it's money, experiences, a house, a car, trips around the world. How can you think that you're the victim? That doesn't make any sense. And I'm sure many of you will agree with this. You can relate to it. In every situation, that's how you know who the narcissist or the abuser is. Every time it is the one who came in with very little or nothing and they left with more. The victim always leaves with a lot less than what they came in with. That reveals who the abuser is. It tells you everything you need to know. That's how anyone can know straight away. It's so easy to identify it. Because you can see it straight away. The victim came in with so much life, energy, and optimism. They may have came in with a lot of money and resources, a home, a car, dreams and aspirations for the future. And then by the end of it, they lost it all. Would they have lost it all if they weren't dealing with a narcissist? Probably not. That's just the effects of dealing with one. They're abusers. They're predators. They seek to exploit people, to take advantage of them. And you think that after everything they've done to you, I mean, they may have been abusing you for a very long time. They may have stripped you of everything you had, everything you worked for, your entire life. They may have drained it all out of you until you had nothing left. Naturally, you might assume that it's all over. I mean, if you've got nothing else to lose. But even then, they're not just going to let you move on and start a new life without them. Even if you don't have anything, they will still try to punish you. They will go for the smear campaign. They will try to isolate you. They really do not want you to be good for anyone or anything after they are gone. They just want it to be all over for you after that. 214 live viewers, only 33 thumbs ups. Please hit that thumbs up button down below. It will only take you 2 seconds. Please show your support. Thank you. But yeah, I know a lot of you just assume that once you decide it's over, it's all over, and that's how it should be. No one should be forced or coerced into a situation that they do not want to participate in. But with narcissists, they will do just that. They will try to keep you locked in a situation, in a condition that you do not want to be a part of. They will try to keep you down, keep you stuck for the rest of your life, to where you just can't move on. You can't pick back up. You can't put things back together. You can't restore everything that they destroyed, and that is exactly how they want it. The last thing they want to see is you getting better, you being happier, you moving on with your life. That is the last thing they want. Because they already know that despite everything they did to you, they still weren't satisfied with that. Doesn't matter if they were abusing you your entire life. Doesn't matter, that still didn't satisfy them. It wasn't enough. That's how they develop such an entitlement. Even when you try to leave, They're still waiting with their hands out, expecting some form of compensation. Even though they just completely drained everything out of you in the relationship already. They're still expecting more because they're never satisfied. And that's how I've said, in a recent video, I've said how narcissists always lose in the end. I mean, yeah, they do all of this stuff. They ruthlessly exploit us. But are they ever happy at the end of it? Are they ever satisfied? I mean, even if you go through a divorce with a narcissist and they take your children, they take your house, your car, even then they're still miserable. They're still not happy. They could be living in your beautiful home with their new partner, their partner's sitting on your couch, watching your TV, driving your cars, taking care of your children, and you can't even see them. Yet you have to pay all of this money every month to support the very children that you can't even see. But despite all of that, you could just go off to some exotic country somewhere and live in the jungle with your foreign wife in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. And even then, the narcissist will still try to come back to sabotage your new relationship. That's how you know they're still not satisfied. If someone is abusing you, they're punishing you, trying to get revenge for whatever reason, if they are satisfied, you will know. You will know when they're satisfied with what they've done, when they feel like it's enough, because then the abuse will stop. They will leave you alone. They will forget about you. So that's all you need to know right there. That should reveal to you that they're never going to be satisfied. They're never going to be happy with anything in their lives. Doesn't matter what they do to you. Doesn't matter how they treat you. Doesn't matter how bad things get for you. They're never going to be happy. But for you, and I know it may not seem this way right now, I can promise you, even if you've lost everything, even if you have lost your house, your cars, your business, your money, your children, everything to this narcissist, that doesn't mean it's all over for you. That doesn't mean you can't be happy. I mean, just look at it like this. I mean, I know myself and my own experiences. I've done all of that. I've lived the millionaire lifestyle. I've had the villas, the supercars, all of the girls. And I can tell you, I wasn't happy even then. Even then, I was smoking cannabis every day, trying to numb the pain because I achieved all of these things that I thought would finally make me happy. I just couldn't understand, why am I still miserable? Why am I still seeking something more? Why do I feel like I still need a bigger villa, bigger house, an even better car, even more money, even more girls? Why am I still feeling like that? And that's just it. These things do not bring us happiness. So even if they do manage to destroy all of this in your life, don't worry about it too much. All of this superficial nonsense, it's really just a distraction from what really matters. And what really matters is on the inside. And not just that, but it's projection. What we need to focus on is our authentic selves instead of trying to cover things up. And that's really the problem that a lot of us make. We think we could just move on, things get better, we live our best lives without them. They won't allow that to happen. They will come back and try to destroy it. They will try to ruin your life. They're not just going to let you move on and forget about them if you're dealing with a real narcissist. You know, I've been through so many different smear campaigns throughout my life. And I think the mistake I made every time is that I made my intentions clear to them. I let them know exactly how I felt about them after I figured everything out. I realized what they were doing to me all of that time. And that is the worst thing you can do. I've said it before, do not even confront them. As soon as you do that, it's going to cause a narcissistic injury and they will come after you. So what I advise for you instead is to stay undercover. Do not reveal your intentions, plans, or motives to the narcissist. Even though you may have figured them out, you're no longer under their spell. You know what they're about now. And I know you may just want the satisfaction of seeing the look on their face. When you bring it to them, you confront them, you let them know just how you feel and what you're going to do, how your life is going to be so much better without them. Yeah, I get that. But that is going to put you in a very dangerous position. Instead, the best thing you can do, if you really want to move on and live a good life without them, you just got to play along. Just act like you're not on to them, nothing's changed. Just go along with it. And then one day, you don't tell them anything. And you just disappear like a thief in the night. And that's not to say that you steal anything from them. That's just an analogy, of course. I do not condone theft. But I mean, you just take your stuff and you just get out of there and walk away. You don't tell them where you've gone. You just disappear. And maybe just move to another country if you can, because there's no telling what they might do. If they know where you've gone, they will try to destroy your new life. So that's really the best thing you can do. Never let them know that you're done or that you're gone for good. Just be gone. And take time to plan things out carefully. It doesn't have to be overnight. You've got to be patient. I know it's difficult dealing with them. If you're still with a narcissist, you're living with one now, I advise for you to just keep it quiet. Don't let them know that you're watching my videos, that you're on to them. That's the worst thing you can do. Then they're really going to give it to you. I had a client I was speaking to a few years ago. I can't reveal her name on here, of course, but she was my only, so far, Japanese client, and her English wasn't very good. I believe she was living in Japan at the time. Funny enough, I'm in Japan right now as well. But yeah, I remember speaking to her, and she had to hide in a room and lock the door just so she could have the session with me. And that's really how you've got to do it. You've got to hide everything you're doing. And I haven't heard from her since then, but I'm hoping that she managed to get out without the narcissist knowing, that she managed to just move on with her life, following the abuse, following everything she went through. I mean, that's what I wish for all of you. Normally, I would be completely against that type of behavior, of course. I mean, if I was with someone and I thought, oh, I'm building a relationship, a future with them, and then they just disappear one day, yeah, I would think that's really bad. But it's very different with narcissists, isn't it? Because for one thing, we're investing everything we have into them. They're not investing anything into us. They're abusing us. They're using us. They've got other people on the side. So by all means, keep it quiet and plan your escape. By all means, do that. You are just and fair in making that decision. Because if you don't, what do you think is going to happen if you stick around, if you stay in it? Of course, it's just going to get worse. You're going to be abused even more. They're never going to treat you right. They're never going to appreciate or respect you. You're going to be given more and more of yourself. You're going to lose everything. So, although I would not normally condone that, of course, in these types of situations, what else are you supposed to do? Because they're never going to listen to you. They're never going to try to understand you. It's not a normal situation, so you can't play fair. You can't play by the rules with someone who wasn't playing by the rules with you from the very beginning. Of course, by doing that, it's going to put you at a disadvantage. That's all that it's going to do. And it's going to leave you wide open to being further exploited in the future. So don't keep yourself in that type of situation. Most of them, I mean, pretty much everyone who is watching this right now, the narcissist you're dealing with, they're never going to change. It's highly unlikely. It's extremely rare that they ever do change. And that's why you really do just need to focus on saving yourself. They may play the victim and try to get you to stick with them and give everything you have. But honestly, by doing that, you're going to lose it all. And when that happens, they're not going to be there for you. While you would have been there for them no matter what. Which is why if you're dealing with someone who is highly narcissistic, you've just got to worry about yourself. Honestly, when I look back at everything I've been through, if I had just worried about myself, just focused on getting myself out of there, walking away, protecting myself, things would have gone a lot easier for me. Everything that went wrong for me in my life, it's when I cared too much and I tried to help and save the narcissist. And by doing that, it never went well for me. It never does. It never goes well for anyone by doing that. If you're helping a normal person, of course, that can work. But we're not talking about normal people. These are narcissists. People who only care about themselves. People who you might give them your hands and pull them out of a ditch, and then they'll just turn around and push you in there. This is why you need to be so careful. So it's not all over, as you may think, when they know that you're gone forever. They're going to hunt you down and try to pull you back into it. Because while it's over for you, it's not over for them. They still have unfinished business. They feel rejected, abandoned. They fear the threat of exposure. And they feel injured. Because they feel like they're bad or they weren't enough for you. So now they want to make you feel that way. Which is why I say be very careful. Don't reveal your plans or intentions to them. They're not going to do that with you. I mean, all of this time, they've probably been talking about you to other people behind your back, planning their smear campaign, and they haven't told you anything about that. And you're thinking of going to them and revealing your plans and intentions just so they can then be 2 steps ahead of you and try to sabotage your efforts, because that's all they're going to do. They don't want to see you moving on. They don't want to see you being happy. They don't want to see you being good for anyone or anything else after they are gone. And in fact, they don't ever want to be gone. They want to be there, agitating you for the rest of your life. That's all that they want to be doing. So be aware of that and protect yourself. Because honestly, that's all I want for you, and that's what I get on here every day. Nothing hurts me more than to see innocent people being hurt and abused, being tricked, used and manipulated by selfish, exploitative, narcissistic people, especially when something could have been done to prevent it. And I do see it as my duty, as I have the information to get on cure, to do my best to try to prevent these things from continuing. I want to save you the time, the energy, the resources. I want you to have plenty of time left in your life, plenty of energy, confidence, money, so that you can move on independently and just be happy and live a good life, a comfortable life. That's really what I want for all of you. And honestly, nothing brings me more joy than to see victims moving on, becoming stronger, having healthy relationships. Maybe you buy a home together, you get married, you have children. Honestly, that's what I want for all of you. Nothing would make me happier than that. To know that the victims have won. The victims have become survivors and thrivers. That's why I do this. Because the last thing I want is for these narcs to win. And honestly, happy, successful, confident people, that makes me happy too. Even though I may not have gotten to have the happiness, the future, the success that I wanted. I mean, that was robbed from me many times. But at least if I can make it happen for you, to see you succeed where I couldn't, where I wasn't allowed to. If you can do that, then my job is done. And I can find happiness through witnessing your future, your success. I don't need to experience it on my own. I used to think that I needed to achieve my dreams, my goals. But if I can just make it happen for you, and I get that response somewhere down the line, you send me an email. That's what I want. You send me an email, a picture of your new home, your family, your husband or wife, your children. You're happy, you finally found love, joy, fulfillment after narcissistic abuse. Just to know that would make me happy more than anything else. And that's really what I want for you, and that is why I advise, just keep it quiet. Don't reveal your plans and intentions to them. Go along with it. Make them believe you're still susceptible. Continue to validate them as you were doing before. Don't let on. And then plan your exit. Walk away, disappear, go far away. Delete your social media. Change your phone number. And just go. Start a new life. Because I'm telling you, if you're dealing with a narcissist, they're not just going to let you go. They will hunt you down and come after you. And they will try to prevent you from ever having any sort of future without them. And that is the last thing I want for you. I want you to be happy. I want you to be successful. I want you to have a future after this. So that's it. This message for today. I hope you found it helpful. And I hope it encourages and motivates you to get out of the abusive relationship and move on and begin a new life free from abuse. Life's too short for this shit. As I've said before, life is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. That's one of my quotes. And I stand by that. We didn't come here to endure misery, pain, and suffering. We came here to be free and to be happy. So let's take the steps so that we can achieve that. Thank you all for watching. 243 live viewers. Please hit that thumbs up button down below. It will take you 2 seconds and it will help to get this message out there to other victims who may need to hear this. And it could prevent so many problems in their lives. It could change everything for them if they just see this video. So please do your part and just hit that thumbs up button down below. It will take you 2 seconds. And let me know what you thought of this video in the comment section. Let me know if you did manage to get away from the narcissist, and if you managed to disappear without a trace and they couldn't track you down. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. I do love to hear success stories. Although I'll be honest, it is very rare that I do receive any. But with that being said, you can book a one-on-one coaching session with me through my website. Just go to narcsurvivor.co.uk. You can also follow me on Instagram. It's Narc Survivor YouTube. And hit that subscribe button and click all notifications so that you will be notified when I upload a new video. Thank you all for joining me on another Narc Survivor live video. And as always, I look forward to talking with you in another video very soon.